Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Broken Theory. Today we got the homie Sam Hook. What's good?
Word, what's the word?
Bless, man. High favor, man. I appreciate you taking some time, you know what I mean, to sit with us and just talk to us about your journey, man. Let us know how you first got started.
I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, my brother.
How I first got started?
Yeah. Just go ahead and let us know how you first got started with music.
It starts from young. My older brother was in he was into it. He wanted to be the next like Brian McKnight back in
Okay.
And so I grew up watching, like, he's like my hero. I grew up watching him practice in the mirror, watching him sing in church, watching him do all that. And so for me, I would do it undercover a little bit, like sing for a girl here and then, and certain people started finding out that I could sing. We was in a group together in like 14 years old, and then singing on the train, doing all that type of thing. And then after that group kind of dissembled, my man Los from Jersey, today he helps on Travis Scott's team. But Los saw something in me and doubled down, started putting his own, like he'll put his own clothes on my back for me to look like an artist.
Nah, I feel it.
And so he introduced me to my big homies, Corey and Stutter. They were in a group. They was in a team or a squad or a indie label that was headed by Jay-Z's late nephew, Khalid, called GMB, Get Money Boys.
Okay. What year was that?
Probably early 2005.
Okay.
We was a crew, and then after RIP, after Khalid passed away, it was like I met Jay's sister, Annie, and she invited me to the baby shower for Khalid's kid that he had after he passed. And at that meeting, at that baby shower, I met all the nephews, all the like rock nephews. My man Los brought me around everybody, and they asked me if I wanted to be down with their team, NBH, and that was the beginning of me like leaving my parents' house to be down with them, and they really changed my life. Los and everybody else.
I feel it. So what year would you say that was?
I say 06, early 06, late 05, yep.
So what was the journey like? You know, like you said, you left your parents' house and, you know, went to go follow your dreams. Where did you go from there?
I left New York, went to New Jersey. At first, it was 05. I'm going to Los's house, and his mom and my mom, they go back since Haiti together, third grade.
Okay.
So his mom pop up at the house, she'll call my mom like, yo, he's at my house, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Then, later on, the next year when I met NBH, I would stay with them in Jersey, and then from there, we would record, we would do talent shows, all of like the beginner stuff together. Even in like, that was the beginning of me having a whole team that saw me in the light of being a star. And then me doing the same thing back to them. Like, that was my first time being around a whole group of people who empowered each other. No haters, no nothing, no weirdo shit.
Yeah. And it's different when it's like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, you grow up doing your own thing, showing people stuff. And, you know, a lot of people, they'll see something in you and want to uplift you sometimes, but most of the time, bro, they try to discourage you, and, you know, because they feel like they can't do it. So they like, who does this person think they are? They think they're gonna come out the hood. They think they're better than me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they try to like throw little jabs and snare you to where it's like, you know what I'm saying? You might be in the right season to where that shit might make you quit. You know what I'm saying? But like,
it was an innate ability of like the leaders of that crew. At the time, Los for me was a leader to me because he knew how to look at me and put himself on the back burner and put me first. Like, I was the artwork and he was the canvas. The NBH crew, they witnessed Jay-Z, so they knew how to empower each other because that's what they were used to. So inside of that whole unit, there wasn't enough room for egos. It was just, yo, we all the best, like push each other to be the best.
Word. What would you say is a lesson that you learned that you kind of live with now from that moment, and like just everybody embracing each other? Like, is there anything that you try to practice to maybe like give that same vibe off to people, or
from every page of my life, especially with people who've affected my life, I could take from the good. Like in any room Los isn't in, if I'm there, Los is in the room, so I know how to amp somebody up. I know how to make somebody feel like they the best. And some of the humility I learned from like my boy Mel or Jarrell, like people who know how to act like they not who they are. Let you be you and still, you know, give you room to grow. I've learned so much from all of them. Like watching Rotimi's life. Rotimi, the singer, he was in our original crew, and watching him be able to go from state to state and figure out, you know, different avenues and be able to attack relentlessly. Like every part of our crew, we had a dude named J-Dot, who today, still to this day, he could body a beat better than most people, and he got his credits up and all that. It's like the crew was kind of blessed. Like it was an assembly of some real niggas that I fell out with still to this day. Some of my regrets is taking for granted the crew. When God gave you a crew like that, if you just think you're gonna get another one, you mistaking yourself. I spent a lot of time away from some of my original crews, and in hindsight I could look at back and see how I could have kept it around or how I could have added to it rather than leaving it.
I think the beautiful thing about that, man, is just like knowing that there is no time like the present. So knowing that you kind of missed out on certain opportunities, maybe that you wish you maybe would have had a little fire in you, you know what I'm saying, a little more fire or something like that, you know, it just for the future, you know, now not to like really kind of take that for granted, you know what I'm saying? And
you can't. And what's dope is when love is the bottom line, even if you don't speak for a few years. That crew has never been able to run far away from the bottom line. Like
that's a beautiful thing.
We stay there. It's love forever.
Yeah, Rotimi is very talented, man. I don't know too much about his story. I just honestly knew him from Power, and that's when I started listening to his music. But to hear that, you know, he was running with y'all back in the days, man, it's real dope to see how everything kind of just.
I was running with them. He was there before.
Nah, I feel it, man. So we're going there. It's 06. You just got with this crew. What was really the first thing that kind of let you know, oh, it's happening?
Every day it felt like that. Even then when I was singing on the train with my niggas in New York, if you meet one person, I remember we met Sway at Fort Greene Park, and he gave me a card, told me to come up to MTV with the crew. That felt like you made it. We get up to MTV, they're like, yo, he don't expect y'all to be here today. And we couldn't do nothing. And so went outside and sang until somebody interesting would come out. That's and a crazy. Named Caduce came out, a lady named Tavia who was writing with Wyclef. She came out, and then she introduced us to Clef Studio just because we were singing on the street. So I think if instead of looking at it like a locked door, we looked at every opportunity as a room, and every room kind of turned into a hallway because the glass was half full.
Word. Yeah, I seen on your credits, man, you worked with Wyclef, you've worked with Lauryn Hill, man. Like you've worked with some.
That's because I sampled Oh La 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 on the Nana.
Okay.
So I didn't get to personally, but it's a blessing to be able to have a split with them.
Oh yeah, most people can't get that cleared. You know what I'm saying? So like,
they had to. That record was a smash.
It's a blessing, man. Yeah, nah, for sure. What would you say from there, like, kind of catapulted you into who you are today?
What do you mean?
More or less, just like kind of like falling into place wherever you fit, man. Just like being willing to do whatever it takes to kind of take things to the next level.
Oh yeah, that starts from 12, 13 years old. You buy your first quarter ounce of weed and break it into nicks and find the customer.
Nah, I feel it.
I've been a go-getter my whole life. So 10 years old, we selling candy, we bagging groceries. Then we, 12, 13, we selling weed. It was always gotta figure it out. And thank God I always had a crew.
Yeah.
So I don't think we come from an excuses era. It was like, in order to do anything, if you starting out with less than, you gotta come home with a result.
Yeah, you gotta work. Yeah. So with you writing for a lot of the biggest names in the industry, for real, how do you kind of separate you writing for yourself versus you having a certain person in mind? Let's just say Chris Brown, Trey Songz, some of the, major people that you've worked with. How do you kind of get in that mindset of like seeing yourself writing for them?
Both of those artists you just stated, those are writers that I've been able to submit a record I wrote from my heart, and also artists that I was able to collaborate with.
Okay.
And I've had success with them both in the collaborative sense, also in the submitting sense. But what's cool is when you meet them and you're just like them, or there's a part of them that you're just like, you know. Chris, I've known him for years and changed my life over and over, and even helped me out in ways I can't even repeat. Like, same thing goes for Trey. Me and Trey could sit down and play video games and write a whole album. You know, me and Chris, our relationship back then was like, yo, we could have the deepest convos where I'm watching a person who knows how to live inside gratitude, knows how to reflect, or you know, we speaking each other deep, like about how we could change and all that other stuff. That's what that relationship was like. And me and Trey, we was having a ball. It was we was turning up. The song I was writing was about the life we was living. And so these are my brothers. So no matter where we fall, no matter how far we don't speak, we had like meaningful moments as friends. We got to know each other to where I could speak from each person's perspective, and also find the perspective that I share with them. So where I'm writing is true.
Word. Would you mind sharing maybe a funny story or something that you may have had an experience with working with them?
With
either Chris or Trey, you know, either or.
Man, I don't know if I got one off the top.
Okay, all right. We come back to that, man. It ain't no problem. Do you believe that the best songs come from pain, joy, or kind of something else in between?
I think it comes from your heart. So if your heart is feeling pain right during that moment, if your heart is feeling, you know, happiness or gratitude or forgiveness or longing, tapping into that part of yourself that means what you're saying.
Yeah. I think for a lot of writers that are just beginning, sometimes it's very hard to kind of show themselves completely authentic to the negative feelings and thoughts that they are having, and like write that down. You know what I mean? How did you kind of push past that?
Being able to be vulnerable on a record?
Pretty much, yeah.
It was like the only place to be vulnerable. Everywhere else, you gotta act tough, you gotta act like you made, you gotta act like you got no issues, you presenting yourself as a whole product. Your pen and pad or your booth ends up being like the only place you allowed to have a journal.
Word. Nah, I feel that, man.
Yeah.
How do you protect your authenticity in this industry that's full of fake people and, you know, people not meaning what they say, and, you know, you can't trust a lot of them? How do you protect your authenticity?
It goes probably a few things to think in that. God first. So he helps you stay humble. The family you come from, if you come from a family that's happy with what they have and happy they are, and they hold the right standards and morals and protocol, like just law, and then the proper big homies, you know. So in certain situations where my dad used to say, yo, you get checks by being impressive, you don't cash a check by being impressed, you know. So it's like, wherever you at, you got to remember, because we all, when I was younger, we interested in meeting the plug, right? And you don't even know who the plug is, but the word plug is just like this at the end of the yellow brick road type thing. That's gonna change your life. Anywhere we ever met, you know, no matter how impressed we were, it's like, yo, remember, God made everything you like, you know, God made everything you see. And if you're giving that person more credit than you gave God, you forget who the plug is. And so just as he made me, he made you. When we get next to each other, we should look at two dope creations rather than I'm only impressed by who I'm speaking to, you know?
Nah, I feel that, man.
A lot. And I got big homies who would clown me if I look like a dick rider, so I can't. I
feel it, man. I feel it. As they should, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like, we shouldn't condone none of that, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, the creator of all things, man, you know, just because you're able to reach a certain level of heights doesn't mean that I'm not able to if I put my mind to it, you know? And that jealousy stuff and the hating stuff, man, is something I never understood, to be honest, because, you know, just that in itself, man, like, you can't cure that. You know what I'm saying? Like haters are haters for the rest of their life, bro. Like they
Yeah.
can't get around that. You know what I mean?
I don't wish that on nobody for the rest
Yeah,
of their life.
exactly. For real. I be telling my son sometimes, I'm like, son, before you even know anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't start speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
experience what it is first and then talk. You know what I'm saying? Don't just hate something just because
Yo,
somebody
we've all
else
been
doing
guilty
it.
of it too. Our perspective of certain people, after gaining wisdom, completely changes. People that I had a bad reaction to when I was wrong. When I try to get right, I'm like, man, I was having a bad reaction because I was the wrong thing, and the wrong thing can't have a right reaction to the right
Nope,
thing.
not at all. But you know, it's all part of the game, man. You know, you win some, you lose some. You know, I didn't have circumstances, man, to where, like you said, man, like I honestly shot myself in the foot with certain opportunities just because I thought people were just trying to get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, it's part of the game, man. You learn the difference with time of like, you know, the good ones and the bad ones just off of character. You know what I'm saying? You're able to kind of just understand certain things from experience. But from talking about the creator and how the creator can instill certain things in you, God, how important is faith to you, bro?
That's number one, bro. Like literally number one. I used to say number one, but it didn't show up in my actions or it wasn't the filter that I saw life through.
What kind of changed that for you?
I took a break. 2019, I was forced to take a break for reasons I won't disclose. But it was
I feel it.
I had to sit down for 3 years and then just be in my own space, 1,000 days, and it felt like, yo, I can't get out of this unless I rebuild how I live or rebuild the structure of my life. And in that 3 years, I started off by pointing fingers at people, and once the dust settles and you see that you looking like Cuba Gooding Jr. after Ricky died, you swinging, and there's nobody to hit. So it's like legit. Like once I finally realized, yo, it's like if it was relationships, friendships, or people that I was mad at, I had to find the commonality in what got us along. And some of the things that I had wrong with me is the reason I could be friends with somebody who had the same thing wrong with them.
Trauma bond.
Yeah, one way or the other. And so learning how to forgive myself for being fueled by the wrong emotions, or learning how to and just learning first what God want me to feel. So a nigga might think that they lit, but I don't think you're lit if you don't know how to forgive. Right? So you might think you're a kingdom, but you can't really be one if you don't have the memory of what the kingdom wants you to feel like. So me not knowing how to forgive, me feeling like the type of king that if you wrong me, you're screwed. You know, I'm writing you off for life. You got to live in exile. I never knew what it felt like on the other end of, I forgive this person. They're allowed back in, or they're allowed to stay here. I don't want them to go die. I don't want them to go suffer. I don't want them to go starve. And certain wisdoms came after learning how to forgive, and then learning also that allowed me to accept forgiveness and see what the beauty in that is like. Every time I ever forgave somebody, ever since I started making those changes, I learned the wisdom in what that was lying behind. It was like locked away behind the forgiveness.
When you forgive somebody, when you forgive somebody, brother, you forgiving them for you. It's not even for them. You know what I'm saying?
A fact.
It's more or less for you and your conscience and your state of mind, and you know,
like
God does.
Man. Room that's locked. There's like some type of gift, blessing, wisdom locked in a cage. The only way to unlock it is to forgive. So when a nigga says, I'm not forgiving you, they're saying no to that blessing. They saying no to that wisdom. They saying no to that whatever's in there for them. And yo, to be wise enough to lead, a nigga might want to be a leader who never took no losses. But now you're gonna gather a bunch of people. When you take your first loss, you're gonna act like a bitch. You know, it's like you're not gonna react the right way because you don't know how to properly take losses, and you don't know how to come back from things. And so I kind of thank God for everything that felt like a loss, because it just becomes more protocol as to how to protect the team moving forward.
Word. Yeah, man. I went through my own phase like that, and you know, we always, point the finger at other people. But when you pointing the finger at somebody else, you got three pointing back at yourself. You know what I'm saying? So where it's like, especially in the role of a leader, you know what I'm saying? You're the only one who could be blamed. You know what I'm saying? Like for your failures. And at that point, you got to take it for what it is and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? So like with me, man, I started doing music. Like I always did music since I was like 10 years old. But when I first started taking it serious was when I was homeless. And in 2017, I was homeless and, I had nowhere to stay and stuff like that. So I turned the storage unit I was staying into a studio. And we got a common friend, man. Shout out my boy Rohit, man. I met Rohit during that time, man. And, he just kind of like...
Out in Texas?
Nah, man, I met him through the internet. I don't know how, but he found my music some way, man. And, he was just giving me positivity during that time and just telling me read, telling me get right with God, things like that. And, to this day, bro, I thank God for him just even doing something as small as that, bro, because who knows if I didn't... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Who knows what I would be if, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't take my time during that situation to, like, grow. Really, in the sense, because like you was talking about, man, like not being able to take a loss, acting like a bitch, you know what I mean, shit like that, like, that's a lot of the things that I was going through, man, because like I felt like I took the biggest loss you could ever take, you know what I'm saying, besides dying, you know what I'm saying. So it was like building myself up from there, going to a point to where I do this every day, and this is how I feed my family, man. Like I recognize that God is the greatest, and through him, bro, you could do everything, bro. It really doesn't matter. You just have to focus. You know what I'm saying? So where it's like, you got to decide what's important to you, man. So much love and respect, man. I appreciate you, saying, giving God the glory for real, for real. What would you say is the biggest misconception being a songwriter in this industry?
I used to hear, oh, you the songwriter, you make more money than the artist. Bullshit.
Yeah.
I think, I think that might be the number one thing that people expect. They expect that. I think they leaked that as a rumor so songwriters could say it at a bar, but they couldn't cash it at a bank,
Nah, I feel it. I mean, a lot of people don't really understand how this industry works too, you know what I'm saying? Because just because you're a songwriter on it and you don't have no contract necessarily tying you to a label doesn't mean, you get a full portion. Sometimes you just get whatever you're handed, you know what I mean? Like with the deal, especially working with some of these major industry artists, they kind of like tell you what's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? So
if you let them.
Yeah. No, I feel it.
I thank God, man. One, being able to witness it felt like front row, but I'm still rows behind the people who are active in it. Be able to witness what Jay-Z knowing how to standing up for himself, how that protected his family. I got to see the family being protected by somebody knowing the rules as to how to operate for themselves. And when I was 19 years old, signing to Neo when he was the biggest rapper in the world, his team, they played real ball. Like they wasn't letting nobody undervalue Neo. That invoice was hefty, and the invoice was hefty for everybody involved.
As it should be.
Yeah, and so being able to learn from them two things, where it's like, yo, if you want to have the right memory in this life, you got to stand up for yourself in situations you would have folded.
Amen.
If you walk into the room bent over backwards, they're not gonna stop bending you till you look like a donut. So you gotta really kind of stand for what you believe in, be that type of person that you witness.
Yep.
I think my biggest gratitude goes to being able to see the right big homies operate.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Hove's family, who changed my life. From seeing Neo's family, who changed my life. From seeing my boy Los and how needed he's in every room from day one. Me and him go back to Brooklyn church together. Who he naturally is as a human being is needed in the room.
Yeah, for sure.
Without him, you lacking inspiration, you lacking motivation, you forgetting that you that nigga.
You feel that presence.
Yeah, DJ Moore-Millie, who was my manager on the West Coast, right? A lot of people like to define him by being Jimmy Iovine's nephew. Nah, this is a person who on his own island created so many opportunities for people. My first meeting with him, he said, yo, Sam, I made 11 of my friends millionaires. Yeah, I just, that's what I do. I make my friends millionaires.
That's love.
And I proceeded to, he was taking me to lunch. I was broke as shit. I proceeded to order something that looked like rich niggas order it. And then he waited till after me to order a grilled cheese or something like that. Or like and then I noticed it's like, yo, you can still be yourself. You don't got to try to impress nobody. He's embodied that to me. It never mattered who he was related to. His relationship with me, he's a friend to me, you know?
That's love, man.
And I got to see that people could be human at the top without doing a lot of the weirdo shit that if you didn't get to see them, we would have thought. You know, people land in LA and they act like how they always saw LA on TV, but they don't realize like it's more special when you act like yourself here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's so many people I got to be grateful for. They all like hold chapters in my book and are allowed more chapters moving forward.
What?
I got good OGs, bro, and grateful for it.
What would you say, and I mean, you know, take this with a grain of salt, what would you say is a moment that you kind of had to stand up for yourself? You don't have to give any details or anything like that, but just describe that moment for you.
I did it wrong. One of the first times in this music industry I had to stand up for myself. I didn't know what I was doing. So there was, I'll say the names because this is good, because I respect them and I look up to them. But that day I was flagrant. So me and Dr. Luke once got into it. I didn't know him from a hole in the wall. I knew about him worldwide. I knew everything he's contributed, but I didn't know him. So Mike Will Made It was executive producing Miley Cyrus's album. I had a few records on the album. One day, Dr. Luke walks in the studio and he has this new writer with him. I allowed the new writer to write on the record. He wasn't even supposed to be there as a writer. I think Mike and Luke was just meeting. But the writer was just sitting next to me, super duper humble, kid named Baby E. He goes in and we allow him to write on the second verse of the record. And he, you know, a few of the things that he did, we kept. And so later on, when it was, the record is out, and they still hadn't done splits on the record, I think I had proposed giving the kid like 7%, which is more than he deserved. Because I was being blessed by Mike, who brought me in and helped me out. I wanted to like be a blessing to him. One, he was a lovable kid. Like if you met him, he was just a good person. I noticed it in just our first conversation and telling him to go in the booth. You know, I was the reason he went in the booth. He wasn't supposed to be writing with us. And later on, Dr. Luke, my lawyer is mad at me because they're saying that I'm the reason that the splits aren't going through for the album on the last record that's not going through. So Dr. Luke gets on the phone with me and he's like, yo, my writer's saying that he wrote most of the record. Right? And I'm like, nah, that's not what happened. I just spoke to your writer. He said he's grateful that I even gave him the percentage I gave him. So me and Dr. Luke, he's like, yo, I think you should take this loss right here so we could work together in the future. Right? And I told him, I was like, yo, my father never taught me that you could cash a promise at the bank. You know, you could only cash what's yours. And this is mine. And I offered more than I should have, you know, to as a gift, but I feel like you're trying to eat off my plate. And so we going back and forth, and I'm such a knucklehead at the time that we start talking back and forth, like, yo, you don't know where I'm from. He's like, you don't know where I'm from, right? And I was like, I don't give a fuck where you from. My niggas is still there. And, like really talking about doing something to Dr. right? And as if like I have no brain in the world as to how effective he is in the music industry or how many relationships he has. So we going back and forth. He's telling me about who he used to be. I'm telling him about who I still was at that point. And I was wrong. So he gets off the phone. He's like, yo, Sam, I like you. You're not afraid to lose all your relationships for what you believe. I said, I like you too. You ain't afraid to lose your life. And I hung up. The next day, boy Victory and Juicy J called me to the studio. I get to the studio, Juicy's like, yo, bro, you can't be out here threatening executives, man. Were you serious? I was like, I wasn't serious. But what I could say that I learned from that situation, couldn't stop raising my voice. The more angry I got, the more the less composed I was. And this guy, he must have been so used to playing this type of chess with people. His voice was low the whole time. And the lower his voice was, the more high my voice was. So he could have pulled my card off the rip. I was composed. So I always walked away from that like, yo, I need to learn how to be on some Al Capone shit like Dr. Luke. Like he kept his voice low while I was violent.
Don't raise your voice, right?
Yeah, today I got nothing but respect, and I honor what he's done in the music industry and how composed he was during a situation that most people wouldn't have held their composure. I was wrong in that situation. I wasn't wrong for fighting for my split, but I was definitely wrong for even. Why do you have a lawyer if you're talking business? You know, it's like, why do you have a manager if you're talking business? I should have known how to use what I had in place and remain just in pocket, and you know that I let that throw me off that day.
Word. Nah,
after that, it's like, it's no point of fighting. If you're the head of an army, point at that guy. You fighting him. I'm not swinging. If you got a lawyer, point at that person. You doing business with them, not me. If you got a manager, like, you got to act like you got the things you got in place. Know how to use, how to run your kingdom.
That's a real boss right there, man. You heard it first. Hey, so a lot of people, man, I feel like, especially on the artist side, don't really know how it is when you're writing for other artists and how the sessions go. Could you walk us through a session, just like if you got 4 writers there, like how y'all go about the splits, how y'all go about, you know, who's gonna be in the room, who can write, who can't write, things like that?
There's no one way to do it, man. I've worked I've worked with some people where everybody breathing in the room got a split, and you walking away like, yo, that nigga ain't say shit all day. Like, how do you end up with the equal split? And in some cultures they call that like the country or the pop split. Like, whoever was in the room should split it evenly. I think that's cool if everybody who's in the room was there on purpose, like, in order for the thing to come out.
Contribute. Yeah.
I don't like how it feels to just have a surprise name pop up in the split. And because I was taught splits by the like urban world, like R&B or hip hop, I feel like, you know, a verse is 10%, a hook is 20%, you know, 2 verses, a verse is 15%, 2 verses is 30, a hook is 20, you know, add whatever you want to add for the bridge or whatever. I feel like that's how it should go. But that's probably because that's the way I was raised in it. But
who would you say gave you that wisdom?
It's something that just grows on you from working in mad rooms. When I first landed in LA, I was doing 2 to 3 sessions a day for 3-4 years straight. And so it didn't matter what room I was in. It was like, that was the learning process. Oh, I like how this person does a split. Yo, me and Trey, honest splits, like, it's the craziest. If I write a whole song for Miley Cyrus and I try to give her a split, she doesn't want one. She's like, yo, Sam, eat your food. Like, if Mike will get me a placement, I'm like, yo, what do you want for this? And he's just say, yo, eat your food. So there's certain people, it's been awesome to work with.
That's love.
There's not one way I would say to handle the split. I would say this: the most responsible thing to do is, if you're doing it the quote unquote urban way, like, and it's not equal split, get the split out the way when the song is fresh on your mind. Niggas get convenient amnesia.
In the room.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You'll get convenient amnesia. Every one of us will be responsible for that. If it take 2 years to do a split because we placed a song in 2 years, now it's something old that wasn't valuable to us for 2 years is now valuable to us again. Everybody gonna have the wrong perception of how much they put into the music.
Especially the people that ain't got no work going for them right now.
You know,
they trying to get as much
it's no
as
one's
they
fault.
Yeah.
It's no one's fault. I can't remember what I did yesterday, bro. So
I feel
I'm gonna try to make yesterday look really good when I explain it, but it could have crazy on surveillance.
I feel it.
So at the end of a session or the day after, kind of saying, hey guys, just making sure we agree to this split, throw that in the email at least so you could remember what it is when it's time.
Nah, I feel it. Man, with somebody working as hard as you, man, being in and out the industry, you just said it, you were in 2-3 sessions a day when you went to LA. And I just want to know, man, like, what kind of toll has that taken on your family life and your personal life? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man, because not only was I in the studios, I was in the street. One of the things that I thank God for being able to learn early enough to still have my parents is you stay away from all the forces in your life that are good for you when you're not living good. You know, when I can't explain to you how my day was because I'm gonna feel ashamed, it makes it easier for me not to reach out to you. So even if I'm working 3 sessions today, I already spoke to my dad this morning, I spoke to my mom this morning, a few of my siblings I already spoke to this morning. If not, I'm gonna speak to them throughout the day. So you know how they say it's not worth writing home about? You gotta have the action of writing home instilled in you. So no matter if you did 3 sessions a day today, hey dad, yo, I'm working with so and so, so and so, and so and so today. You know, just pray that the day goes well. What you got up for the day? That's having a place like essential information that won't change. So that's my relationship with God. That's my relationship with my family. You know, right after that's my centerpiece. So that's where I go to report all my news. And now I run my business the same way. There's a center place for all updates and all new ideas and all new information for us all to be able to react in one spot. It's irresponsible the way I was living at first, to where everybody in my family, my friends, they was getting the short end of the stick because I was blowing with the wind. I wasn't rooted to nothing. So today, in my company, the company's called Family Business. Today, I'm rooted to God. So I check it with him first in the day. I'm rooted to my family. I check with them second. And then my business is my second family. I check with them third.
You gotta be anchored, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, God first always, you know what I mean? But like, when you don't have an anchor, you like you said, man, you go with the wind. You go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere, especially in this industry, you go where the dollar's going. You know what I'm saying? So it's
you're
like
only learning how to lose something, or how to land where you don't feel like landing when you're in the wind.
Exactly. Nah, I feel that. But I also feel like your story and the way that you were living served the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because in a weird way, you're able to reach those same people that were living that same way, and let them know on the other side, like, yo, cut that out. Yo, I did that too. From experience, I know this don't serve you. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
so while, because none of us is the ultimate big homie, I also was able to, when I stopped it, I was able to see stop fucking with me when I was living wrong, and find that I'm finally able to come around because I'm coming correct.
Yeah.
So I was able to ask them, like, yo, what did you see when I made that left turn, or when I started saying fuck those people, or when I started doing the wrong, like,
nah, I feel it.
They got to tell me what I look like, and how foolish and how stupid and how ungrateful, and that right there fuels me to stay like them and stay next to them who can still guide me. Cause I could take the big homie route and say, yeah, I'm able to go back to niggas who's still living how we was living. But I think the biggest thing you can do is be the action of change. You know, if I come talk to you, that's not the action of change. That's just a seminar. And I know how closed my ears are. If I remember Mike Will used to be like, yo, Sam, put that weed down, man. Like, start working with this music, right? DJ used to be like, Sam, I'll fuck with you as long as you stop doing that. And I would lie to both of them. It'll be 100 pounds in my trunk and I'm at the session. Like, you ask Keisha Cole, she's like, yo, Sam is trying to sell work at the session. But like, legit, those people, when I look backwards to see what they meant when they said that, is you only got one clock. Like, you don't have 2 schedules today. And then the plug don't respect your schedule. He might make you wait around forever. The customer don't respect your schedule. They might call you whenever. This music is something that could introduce you to something that's, one, tangible, 2, revisitable, something that you can leave to your children, something you don't gotta look over your shoulder. I watched them do brick by brick when I was over here trying to lay 10 bricks at a time. And it's not a regret. I'm grateful to be able to look backwards and see wisdom in what people told me. Maybe it took my dirt a little longer for the flowers to grow because it was rough. But I'm grateful that flowers just grew in place of weed, literally.
Amen. Nah,
unintended.
I feel it, man. You've seen different eras of music, man, and had your hands in them. What do you feel like today in 2025 we're missing and we also gained?
Missing is respect for the OGs. I hate it. I hate that.
I see that.
I hate that a nigga gotta go on Masked Singer, reality TV shows, or verses. You know, even though I love verses, or verses to be recognized as a pillar. I feel like when I'm from the late 80s, early 90s. You know, born late 80s, raised early 90s. There was never a day I could disrespect Lauryn Hill. There was never a day I could disrespect, you know, the people who came before us. This era is kind of like, fuck them, they never existed, you know. For the
it sucks, man.
It
really sucks. And you could tell that, you know, it's getting more and more worse in life in general, man. There's less fathers there. You know what I'm saying? To where like they could check their sons and let them know, hey man, that ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Because like these little man, yo, they be ready to crash out over some stupid stuff, and it's like you gotta respect.
People remember seeing the dirt. There's people who remember building the railroad. There's people who remember seeing the train get built. I feel like this generation riding the train and they don't give a fuck about who patted out the dirt for us.
Not at all. But you know, the sad part about that, man, is, you know, they're gonna crash out and spit in the face of a lot of people they're gonna run into again. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, this world is small. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't.
The train crash, you gonna see the niggas who put the railroad down at least.
Right.
They gotta fix the railroad for your ungrateful ass.
Yep. No, I definitely feel that. So let's go back to your story, man. From 06, you know what I'm saying? You got with NBH, right? That was the name.
Yeah, that's the squad. Yep.
Okay. So you got with them. How did you get to where you're at right now? Let's fast forward a little bit. Like, what were some of the moments that kind of highlighted where you're at right now?
Moving out of my parents' house to go be with Los, and then to go be with NBH. Moving out of Jersey to go throw parties in New York. I was living Lower East Side, Manhattan.
Let's talk about that real quick, man. You said something crazy. Moving out of your parents' house. How did that feel for you? How did it feel?
Exhilarating.
Doing something.
No matter how much I try to act like I did it, I had the illest crutches. I had Los who would go hungry before I go hungry. You know, like I had BH who would make me feel like I got brotherhood. Even in Manhattan, like I had friends that would take care of me. DJ Webstar, shouts to DJ Webstar. My man Vaughn Smith, shouts to Vaughn Smith. House. I could call them and say, I don't even got enough money to get to the studio. Can you put me in a cab? Round Brows, Vaughn Smith. DJ Webstar, they pay a phone bill, throw me in the cab, get me to where I'm going. And I think one of the illest things you can have that helps with you having faith that the next thing's gonna work out is just one crutch. It's just one crutch. Yeah. When I got to Georgia, I was just there visiting. My man Fifth Ave Trav picked me up from Georgia, and he wanted me to see the city. That's a crutch. My man Gino told me to stay in the city. He was Neo's engineer. Well, that's a crutch. Knowing that those brothers will be there for me if I need them, even if I don't see them for a few weeks and I'm doing my own thing, I know worst comes to worst, I could call those crutches. And every place I've ever been, I don't think I was understanding how important those crutches are to have. They make you feel like you could stand up in the city on your own.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, this world is dog eat dog, man.
It was some crutches.
Nah, I feel it. I feel it. So you moved out. Where do we go from there?
Went to Jersey. We did music with NBH for about 2 years. In that 2 years, I got evicted. Lived in one of the artists in our crew. Her name's Alexis Keegan, AK. Her mom I was just the little brother in the basement living in their house for free. My old boy, homeboy Monty, let me put all my clothes on his porch for that whole time. Like, that's crazy. I was able to do like the biggest freeloader stuff without being treated like one.
That's love.
I didn't even realize what I was in their memories until I was in position to help somebody be in my house, and I'm like, damn, this is how they must have felt when they got get extra food for me or extra soap or extra water bill or extra light bill. Like, yo, if you want to walk around in your boxes and your shit, you wasn't able to for 8 months because of me. You know,
that gotta hurt, man.
I was a lot of people's receipt, you know, and what's so great is that I'm able to call all of them and say thank you. I'm able to be in their life today and be thankful with my actions, and forever, I'll be indebted forever. There's no way to pay those people back. It's like, you just better stand up for them when their name come up in the room. You better bring them everywhere you go, and you better have them in mind when you're going somewhere next.
Yep, you have to. You gotta take care of who took care of you.
Yeah, the reason I call my company family business, my parents, they were the first Haitian eyeglass store owners in New York State history. Today, they're the first Haitian funeral business in New York State history. And being able to be next to, when I say Jay's family, I don't even like saying Jay's family. Being able to be next to Ramel, Jarrell, on Annie, on Mickey, like that whole family, like they got cousins that treat me like a cousin. The way they brought me in was like a family member. Still to this day, it's like I got a family in the music industry. Being able to be in Neo's crew and be family and see what it looks like on the first time, the first go round building your business to make so many other people successful. And witnessing the greatness, witnessing their mistakes, their adaptations to their mistakes, how they sustain, how they scale. Being able to witness DJ and how he's been able to change my life, Mike Will's life, Boy Wonder's life, T Minus life, Hit Boy's life, Chase life, Esther Dean life, Polo the Dawn life. Like the lives keep going for him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so this is all people who operate like family. Like I haven't been through a corporate system yet. God ran me through the family route. So my company is like an ode to what I've seen. The only memory I have is doing business with families. And so that's today we operate as an independent label, we operate as a consulting company. And my favorite part of right now, my current favorite part is our opportunity list. Where we share opportunities. It would have been a publishing sector if we had the heart to sign someone under publishing, but instead we just partner with you on a percentage that you promise us for any opportunity we share with you and land on your behalf. So we only eat what we kill, and we're locked into whatever we agreed to on the first handshake and the first agreement, only on what we kill. So we share all our opportunities with you real time. You submit as a writer, a producer, a musician, whatever, or for sync as an artist. And if we land it for you, we get that percentage on the front and the back, but we don't own your future. We don't own what you go on to do.
Yeah.
We've been able to discover some really great people throughout it. My favorite person to bring up is Omar Fetty, because he's like the realest in the world. If you look up his bio, he got me in the first paragraph and he didn't have to, but we discovered him when he was 16, got him his first placement. By 2022 or 20, he was the biggest producer in planet Earth. And
that's crazy.
Super duper grateful to be able to see that process and to say like we were one of the cogs in the situation, and super grateful for a person who remembers that we were a cog in the situation. It's a lot of niggas who say they did everything themselves. He ain't one of them. And we done for whoever we done for, but he's one of the ones that remembered.
Nah, I feel it, man.
Super grateful. But yeah. Literally, like everything is God, is family, is business, affecting the world in a better way. Not because we're regretful, but we're grateful for a second chance to do things different. I've accepted my forgiveness, so I ain't gonna walk around sorry no more. But
wasted too much time doing that. You know what I'm saying? And it's
walk around grateful, bro. I could be a friend that prays for you. I could be a friend that plans with you. I could be a friend that listens. I could be a friend, that speaks if need be. I could be a friend. And the type of friend I wasn't a friend worth keeping. The type of business person I wasn't, you can't bet on me if I could go get locked up for that thing. You can't, I wasn't worth the investments, and I'm able to be worth a few more investments now, and then always changing to be better and really locking in on my person. So if I'm hired in this world to be a leader, then I know that I can help when we go through losses. I know I can help write protocol when we make mistakes. I know I can help save time when we write in our estimated durations. And I'm grateful, man, and excited I feel like I got my second wind.
I feel it, man. It speaks wonders on your spirit, bro, because like you could tell you're in a grateful state of mind to where it's like you're just appreciative of everything, man. And when you're there, you're able to kind of change the world by putting other people in that same space. So it's very beautiful what you're doing in your way, giving back to the community that you were once in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Big shout out to you and any artists listening out there, any producers listening out there, man. Yo, Sam is legit. Make sure y'all get in touch with him for sure.
I appreciate you, my brother.
No doubt, man. Much love, man. I just want to ask you, man, what was your favorite placement that you worked on?
Naked by Ella Mai. I'll always say that's my favorite because for Christmas that year, I split some of my share with my siblings and my old team.
That's love.
So now all of us are multi-platinum writers.
That's love, man.
That's my siblings are double platinum.
That's love, man. How do you decide when a piece of music is ready to be shared with the world or pitched?
Sometimes the world decide for you. As a writer, we don't control none of that. So I got no problem sending you something rough, no problem sending you something solid. If it feels urgent, then you just follow your heart. You got to use your first crew of A&Rs. If you got a crew of people who care about you enough to listen to your records and say, if you like this or this might work for this person, you could use that. Sometimes you're compelled to feel like it should go that way, but it ain't doing nothing while it's sitting there. So always have a system in place for sending things out or for sending out opportunities. One gem that I could give to writers and producers is stop trying to staff people who are not hiring. When I say that is, if I walk up to, let's say, J. Cole right now and I tell that nigga, yo, I got beats for you, he's gonna be like, how do you know that you got beats for me? The only way you might think you got beats for me is if you're making beats like what you've heard from me. But 10 times out of 10, I'm that artist is planning on how to sound next. So before telling somebody that you got something for them, the best way to unlock anyone that you run into is to ask them the golden question is, what are you excited about? Most people can't hold in their excitement because it's excitement. And so a rule that I'll show you, or a law that I'll show you, is a fact that I'll show you is everybody's excitement is unstaffed. So if I find out what you're excited about, that means something you never did before. You can't be fully staffed for something you don't even know the process for yet. So let me find out what you're missing from it. Let me find out where you are on that journey towards it. Now that I know your destination, if you're excited about doing this by this time, I can meet you at the building site with the type of brick you said you needed for it, the type of shovel I need for the dirt. And you're not gonna say no. You're not gonna say no to my help. So
I feel it.
Question what you excited about that helps you become a part of somebody's unstaffed choices.
Let me ask you this, man.
In the place they
my
got.
bad.
Yeah, I got you.
I was gonna say, let me ask you this, man. What are you excited about?
Honestly, most of it don't even got to do with business. I'm excited to meet a wife. I'm excited to get closer to God. I'm excited to watch my daughter grow up. I'm excited to be more reliable, to be more consistent, to be more grateful, to play more of a part in my family's memories every day.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Outside of that, it's like I'm in the middle of 3-year plan, 5-year plan. I'm on like year 5 of plan that might take another 5 years, bro.
Yeah, I feel it.
I get excited every
go back
day,
to the drawing board.
chip away at it. I have a few artists. I'm partnered with my big homies Webb and Nitty on an artist named Philmon Lee. We also have Capri Everett and a few other artists that we're pushing right now at the moment. But legit, I'm excited to see some of these revenue streams grow and get active. I'm excited to see who will be here to help do that process. I'm excited to take up good time in people's lives where they could feed their family in the time that they spend with us. That's my excitement, bro. I'm excited to learn more and more how to be an executive from other executives, you know?
That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, every day has been exciting, man. I've been in this place where it's not more about, if it's about making a dollar flip, we could do that the wrong way and be excited about the wrong thing. But learning how to execute plans and how to not, imagine how it must feel to be a certain artist that we look up to and say, I got to $100 million. Now it's time to rev up and get to $1 billion. A lot of niggas get to 100,000 and stop working so they could go get products. It's like, and when the products run out, then they learn the lesson. As next time I get 100,000, I'm a steam up. It takes a lot to get 100 million or $1 million and say it's time to work harder. Most of us would have been on vacation if you asked us what we did that. And I love the concept of really leaving behind these systems and also leaving behind the idea that buying something is gratifying.
For real. When you realize how blessed you are, man, to even purchase something, when you kind of reverse engineer it, man, you know.
How do I provide this thing that I'm impressed by?
Exactly. Some of the times, man, we don't even want what we really want. Sometimes, like, we just buying stuff because somebody else is buying and stuff like that, like, or we want to show off or impress a new girl or impress this person, that person, and we don't really want it. We don't get no value when we buy it. It's like, what's next? You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
So
I got
it's
a
like,
whole room in here full of sneakers.
right.
And I only wear the ones that's in front of my bedroom because they right there.
I feel it, man. What's your favorite pair of kicks, man? Give me like maybe three of your favorite kicks of all time. I'm a sneakerhead too, man. I love this shit.
Black and blue ones.
Okay.
Ones.
Was you feeling the reimagined pair?
What's that? Oh, yo, I tuned out. I haven't been.
I feel it. They redid it, and they made like a royal, but they made it suede instead of the leather.
Nah, I could only mess with the ones Jordan had on.
Exactly. I feel it.
Black,
me too.
Red threes, the black and blue ones.
Yeah.
And maybe the lime, the green and lime gray Air Force Air Max 95.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, dope boy. I feel it.
And after that, a pair of Air Force Ones, they'll come number one. The all white.
Gotta have those, man. Walk me through an average day with you, man. What's an average day like?
Man. So when I tell you, like, this is on record right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I was about to share my screen and show you, but I got a spreadsheet, legit. It says, my schedule is called a CEO startup. So it'll start at 8 a.m. So the first column is what time did I get here? The second column is what did I read? Did I read a Bible verse? It's a drop down. Did I read a Bible verse, a Bible passage, Bible chapter? And then the next column is what did I take away from that? So I find promises to make to God in what I took away from each day's passages for the next 24 hours. I play like a video game. If today was to keep God first in the passage that I read, the promise is to keep him first until tomorrow when I speak, and then I'm gonna make another promise and try to keep it 24 hours. Yeah. After that is reach out to my daughter's mom, reach out to my dad, reach out to my mom, reach out to my siblings, reach out to my nieces and nephews, reach out to my friends. And I gotta click if I was able to, if I didn't have the time, if I reached out and they didn't answer, or if I didn't feel like it, I gotta do a drop down left to right. After that, it's time now to start operating the business. So check every phone's messages, any notable information. Like I told you, I got the central information from my team. I take every text message that has something to do with the future, or promise, or something being requested. I put it in that central information, and I put it in its department, or it's in its revenue stream. Then do the same thing with emails. Check social media for valuable information in the DM. Somebody want to work, blah blah blah. New client, whatever. And I upload the central information for the business. And then once I'm done with that, that's the end of my morning, but it's the beginning of my boy Ben, who works with me. He'll now go through the central information and move every login to its set agenda.
Where it needs to go. Yep.
Yeah. So now, after he finishes doing that, I might be having breakfast during that time. When he says he's finished doing that, we go together. We take the King's Walk. We walk through every revenue stream, walk through every department, and we check each agenda for the last 24 hours, moving new information and new tasks where they need to be on the calendar. Then we operate the rest of the day handling tasks, having meeting or being creative.
Word. What kind of introduced you to making your life set up that way and organizing your life that way?
Yo, I realized the people who hire us are organized as fuck. Like just right now, in order to get this podcast, you had me checking on the calendar. That's my language. You had me checking on the calendar. Your time is valuable to you. And so I realized we have all the somebody else's valuable things on our calendar. When to show up to a job they hired us for, when to show up to something they planned about, when to pay a bill they gave us. But we don't have how we feel on our calendar. So that must not be important enough, like my bills, or we don't have our relationship with God on our calendar. So that's less important than my bills or my job. We don't have, our relationship with our family members on our calendar. So the biggest assets in my life is my relationship with God, my relationship with my family, my relationship with my business. Yeah. And so now, just as I'd have what somebody gave me from their smart plan on my calendar, because they're calendaring what's important to them, I have what I gave myself on my calendar. And I have how to keep myself feeling the same ways I like to feel. I like to feel gratitude. So I make sure of it. My process in the morning ensures that I remember there's a God bigger than me. It ensures that I remember that there's a family more important to me than myself. It ensures that if I have time, I can pour into my friends. you know, and I can show you every single day on business level how my personal life has went since January 2nd, 2018. I can show you how many times I spoke to my mom and dad in the morning. So it gets like, it's a procedure for me. And yo, I've become a better family member. I've become a better friend. I've been able to realize what some of their favorite emotions are and say, yo, the only way I could keep this relationship going is if I pour into how they love to feel. My sister loves laughter.
Language. Yep.
Yeah, my sister loves laughter. I make her laugh, dog. It's my job. My older brother loves inspiration, motivation. My younger brother Timothy, he loves procedures. Just that's our love language is structures, spreadsheets, protocols, the hiring, firing, like noticing the how to save time. So we talk about that and we can't stop. Like my youngest brother, he's into working out, he's into, you know, like sports, and he's also into scaling. So we're able to talk about scaling. The convo never ends. So I'm in a conversation with everyone in my family that will never end.
Yeah, that's love, bro.
It boxes out the part of each other that we may have not have appreciated or liked. We don't have that no. It's all like, yo, we just starting off from where we picking up from where we left off yesterday. Yeah. And
that's a beautiful thing, man.
It's been like 7 years straight, bro.
That's a beautiful thing, man, because especially, I mean, you know, somebody at your heights who achieves so many different things, you could get pushed and pulled in different ways. And I feel like it's the same thing with somebody that has a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you come home from that 9 to 5, you got to pick up where you left off as well, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the only way that you can, man, is to have something in play. And I love to see a template of that, like even if it's blank or something like that, just to like maybe create my own. For sure.
That may or may not become a course somewhere down the line.
Right. You should. I definitely think you should, man. Because I mean, even with me, man, like last year, I bet on myself, man. I had crazy things happen, man. I never been in a car accident before in my life, but I was in a car accident, just a little accident by myself. Hit a tree at this job, and I had no job, man. And that's when I started this podcast. That's when I started, you know, betting on myself and doing this full time. And from there, bro, I kind of figured out, just like you said, man, like certain things that were non-negotiable, something that I had to do every day. And as I kept going, you know, the list grew and grew and grew. And, you know, it's praying, it's working on myself, it's, you know, making sure these are the things that get done no matter what, every single day. You know what I'm saying? And as an artist, man, I feel like it's super important to know about yourself enough to be able to have those standards and tell the rest of the world, like, yo, I got to do me first before I even entertain whatever you talking about. You know what I'm saying? So much respect, man, for real. It takes a lot to be able to put those systems into play, and let alone get other people involved and operating at that same rate. You know what I'm saying? So big salute, man, for real. What's one place you want to go to that you've never been to?
Dog, I don't feel like I'm lacking in anything. I don't know if it's a destination, but I would love to go somewhere that my whole family may pick, and just be the reason that nobody lifts a finger for about a week or two.
That's dope.
Yeah, it would be that. Wherever they pick, I think my experience, the place for me, like that feeling, would be the feeling.
Just being responsible for that. Yeah,
I don't even have to be responsible for it. If that can happen, you know,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, my family are full of bosses. But the day that we could all just take the time, because when everybody's a boss, we own a successful funeral business in Brooklyn. You know, my older brother's the first in our, he owns what do you call it, an appliance company, bro. So you'll see Unionaire appliances start showing up in like Walmart, Sears, Best Buy this year. So
that's love.
My sister owns a catering service. My youngest brother's about to do his gym thing. So all of us about to be so spread thin that I just hope that one day we could just all at one time, all of the children, everybody could, it'd probably be an ode to my mother and my father, right? To where look at us. Like, look at what you created. You created people who stay together, who pray together, who are reliable for each other. If one pocket run empty, the other pocket show up. Like, we all one pocket. Like, yo, you done something let's sit somewhere and deserve to not lift a finger, dog. I'm talking that, like, have people wait on us for 2 weeks. And this is what you always deserve. I want you to practice feeling like, yo, you built a kingdom.
A yearly thing, man. Every year. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it, man.
It don't got,
hey,
yo,
you
bro,
just spoke it into existence, my brother. Yeah, you just spoke it into
my
existence.
dream.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
I want to know, what's your relationship with music theory?
What do you mean?
Like, do you know it? Do you?
Hell no.
Nah. Okay.
Shit is a fluke.
I feel it. I have no idea. Nah, it's something I struggle with, man. So I just wanted to know if, like,
I collect people who know it. I got know it, and
I just wanted to know if, as far as like as a songwriter, if that's something that you even consider when you're writing the song. Nah, okay.
I don't want to influence people not to do it because knowledge is key. But
definitely.
Wherever I should have been, where I should have took that class, I wasn't there.
I feel it.
But I've seen what it looks like when a person who knows it. I might get boxed out of a lot of conversations in the room and have to find other ways to be valuable in that session because the artist may know theory and the producer might know theory. They having a falling in love with each other, and I'm over here just not like, that sounds crazy. But
I feel it, bro. Yeah, it's a whole nother language, bro, and it's hard to kind of learn from the outside, bro, especially like in this YouTube age, because the information is there, but it's just like, are you gonna waste your time trying to find it from the right person and not know that they teaching you the wrong way and learn by, so you just gotta be honestly disciplined and just start inching at it, chipping away the block. Any books that you've read or that you're reading currently that have changed your life? The Bible.
Yep, Jesus Christ, yo, read it. I got no other advice. Everything we need is in there.
Yep, absolutely. What sacrifices have you made to get where you are right now?
Today? If I answered this 15 years ago, I would have said time with my family, my friends. Today I sacrificed the old me to be here. I sacrificed being selfish. I sacrificed carrying justifications instead of accountability. I'm sacrificing parts of me that don't fit in tomorrow, every day.
Nah, I feel it. What would you say is the best piece of advice that you received, and who was it from?
Best piece of advice that I received? My dad. It's my company's mission statement. God gives you oxygen, family gives you blood. There's a reason those are the only two things that pump through your heart.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's a dope mission statement, man. We need to get some T's running with that, man.
Facts. Something.
I feel it. Let me know if you need help with that, man. There ain't nothing to cook it up.
Always need help, bro. I need help with everything.
Yeah, bro. I do graphic design, video editing, whatever. So any way I can contribute to what you're doing, bro, I'm more than willing, man. For real.
Gotcha. Yo, what city you based in again?
I'm in Orlando.
Got you. We had my brother got an appliance. What do they call it? I'll find out the information for it, but it's out in February. I'll be out there in February.
Okay, all right, let's link up, man. Yeah, for sure. How do you deal with creative block?
Don't exist. Neo taught me something that made it not exist. Neo said, because I came up to him and I had just got a check, my first little check, a few $1,000s. So I was acting like I was lit enough to have writer's block, right? And when I walk up to Neo, like, yo, how do you fix your writer's block when you have writer's block? He was like, yo, there's no such thing. And I'm like, damn, that's why he's rich like this. But instead of him just saying that and walking away, he said that and gave me the gem. He says, yo, think about what you always wanted. Thinking about fucking it up and losing it. Think about what you do to get it back. Think about how it would feel to finally have it back, you know? And so he was like, yo, on every route, there's a million things to want. There's a million ways to feel when you lose it. There's what would you do to get it back, plus how would you feel to have it back? You know, it's like he was like, you could write and when you can't think of the craziest idea, you could always write about what you want, what you lost, what you do to get it back, how you feel when you finally have it back. Like, and so for every day that I can't think of something awesome, I at least have 5 steps to find something that I can write about. And there's thousands to write in every step. Yeah. But there is no such thing as writer's block.
Yeah, nah, that's the truth. How do you deal with moments of doubt if they ever creep in?
You gotta look at a question to ask yourself if you journal at the end of every day is, yo, what emotion did I practice today that made the devil happy? Right? So if doubt was one of them, you say, all right, God, what is the opposite of what I've been feeling? So the opposite of doubt is faith. So tomorrow, God, I'm about to laugh in the face of doubt by practicing my faith in front of it. So in the face of any emotion that shouldn't be fueling you, just look at the opposite. You could chat GPT the opposite of any emotion. You know, it's probably reassurance is something that beats doubt. Faith is something that beats doubt. You know, like there's probably a bunch of opposite words for the word doubt. And making sure that you say, yo, I'm gonna do the opposite of the word tomorrow. That's my goal for tomorrow. My personal goal is to be the opposite of these emotions that are trying to trick me into thinking they're fuel. But I've spent so long without doubt that I don't remember. Now I can see it trying to break into the house. I used to live here for free. In a few years, it might be in my spam email. It might not even be allowed on the block. So I think noticing what emotions are allowed in your setting and practicing them so much that the bad ones get further and further away. But doubt, that's a weak trait.
Because once you feel that creep in, it's like you're automatically snared and you're able to recognize it. But when you come from a place to where it's like all around you and people just freely doubt themselves and tell themselves what they can't do and stuff, like you can't really recognize it. It's just normal to you. You know what I'm saying? So like, I definitely understand what you're saying. I want to ask, what do you feel like? No,
I said that's one of the emotions the Bible talk about the most. Like, stay away from being doubtful.
Absolutely. What do you feel like has been your biggest investment in music besides time?
Biggest investment in music besides time? Like cash investment or energy?
We could say cash, energy, like whatever.
I'm sitting inside one of them right now. This is my
word. What would you say is the most expensive thing that you had to kind of like think twice on that you had to buy?
Nah, I still have to work on this. I got the spending habits of as if I'm still trapping.
I feel it.
So it's like whatever we got to do.
Yep. We spend it.
So nothing that I'm still counting. But some of the most expensive things are artists. Because there's no telling how many days in the studio they need to be in here when you're trying to have your own artist, or how much things are gonna cost, how much beats are gonna cost, how much it's gonna cost you to feel as if they're not grateful. So that's an emotion to break out of, is to whether an artist will be grateful or not is never expected, you know, because what it costs you as a leader of a team or as an investor could cost you more than the money you spent. You know, it could cost you your emotions. It could cost you feeling like you don't want to do this anymore. And that's not a corporation or a corporate way to react. If you are the giver, never get tired of giving, but never start expecting something back.
We're the lender, not the borrower.
Yeah, that might be my most expensive lesson, is don't try to stop being the giver when you were built to be one. You know, cosmic shit gonna happen when you try to say fuck people. You have to say, I'm a giver to all people and I don't expect nothing back from none of them. This way, I can never run out of giving.
Absolutely. Because I mean, the devil's after your heart, man. He wants you to stop giving. He wants you to say, yo, these people ain't worthy. You know what I'm saying? When
that's like, it's impossible. If you were built to give, that's what you're gonna do. You know, if you were built to provide platforms, that's what you're gonna do. If you was built to borrow, you might be a borrowing ass niggas. All of us probably borrowed before. But like, if you were built to give an experience, there's people who, when they get in the room, they not only give the shirt off their back or the money in their pocket, they give all the energy to you, right? And they're the hardest people to quantify, because there's no way to dollar amount what they deserve in your life for the energy that they give you.
I feel it.
Most expensive thing is probably energy and feelings. I kind of figured out ways to keep my feelings out of all this shit.
How was that?
You don't got to get to know these people. You got to get to know their talent. It's your choice if you want to get close to somebody. And then if you get close to somebody, it might be because you feel like you can help, but you don't got to plant the seed and hope to see the flower the same day. You got to know that seeds take time, and you can't get mad that it's not in the form you want it the second you drop your seed. So just being wiser as to where you put your wisdom, not keeping your wisdom from anyone, but keeping your reality with yourself throughout it. Like, I may need, this thing might finally change when it's away from me. Me being here is, I'm too much shade in front of them learning something that they need the sun for. I'm overshadowing this lesson. I need to step away from this person so the sun could get to them.
What's a moment that you had to practice that?
Man, with friendships, I've had people practice it on me. Where they can't get next to me. Yeah, they can't get next to me because I'm not living right. So when I had to ask them, and when they finally see me come to ask, they're like, "Oh shit, the flower grew." You know, so now I could talk to you. The only way you could come is correct, nigga. You can't correct, so I could talk to you. I've had that happen, and then it's made me understand how to look backwards with grace as well.
Amen. Give me 3 of your favorite movies of all time.
Paid in Full.
Hey, I just heard that they about to shoot the show for that. 50 just got the rights for that. That's dope.
50 Paid in Full. Do the Right Thing.
That's one too.
Do the Right Thing. I don't know if I got another one. A lot of niggas just say Scarface, but I ain't care for it like that. We'll leave the third one open, so whatever movie the bad guy gets away with everything.
Right.
There's a movie like that. That's my
Carlito's Way, bro. Carlito's Way. We just run with that one.
Yeah.
I feel it. What would you say are 3 of your favorite albums that kind of shape you into who you are, or that have grew with you through thick and thin?
There's 4 of them. Miseducation, Reasonable Doubt, Ready to Die, Get Rich.
Word.
Should die trying.
Yes, sir. Who is somebody that you would love to work with?
Hove, bro. Even if it was for backgrounds on the song. I don't idolize nobody, but that's as close as it gets, bro.
Yeah.
Him and my dad, they up there with right next to the word idolization for me.
I feel it. I heard he's working on something new, man. So hey, who knows what could be in the mix.
One breath on that motherfucker. If I could just be in the I understand what I'm looking at when I look at certain things, and to see somebody come from the projects to $2.5 billion and the family still be intact, the family still be loving. I just want to learn from watching. It's about everything to me. Keeping your wife, bro. Like when you make mistakes, admitting them to the whole world so they don't make the same mistakes. That's real man shit to me. And I've watched what it looks like. I've watched, the stems from his tree change my life. And so I want to be so rooted that hopefully my family members could change lives through me, and my friends could change.
They will.
Yeah, God willing, yep.
They will. What do you feel like is the riskiest creative decision that you've made, and how did it turn out?
Shit, this is funny. Tata, Jay's man, business partner, and my man Spanky's father, my man Laron's uncle, my man Vaughn's brother, when he found out that I was getting shit shaken in the music industry, he was gonna help me get out of my first management deal at the same time as DJ Moormilly. I was super hyped because my goal was like, let me get a Rockefeller chain, And so him wanting to sign me to management was like a dream come true, because it was like, it's full circle. I could come back around and sign. And I still look up to all of them. Like, it's just crazy what they've been able to do from the gristle, like what they was able to do. So I remember just off of being impressed, I was ready to sign. So I went to a big hotel out here. We had lunch, and Ty was just telling me like who you could get me in with so-and-so. There was so-and-so. And these are checks he could cash. Like, these are people that he was telling me I could get in with that would change my life, right? And so I remember leaving that hotel, calling my dad. Like, I call him for all my good news, first call, right? So I called my pops. It's like 2014, 15. And I was just getting a few names for myself, a few things out. And so I damn near take off running while I'm waiting for my cab to get there. So this is like 2013, because I didn't even know how to drive yet, bro. And so I remember waiting for my cab. I'm talking to my pops like, yo, I made it, man. They want to sign me to manage me, blah, blah, blah. My pop's first question was, yo, what did he think about your music? And I prepared myself to lie so I could keep the excitement on the call and say that they loved it, but Ty didn't hear the music. Nothing against Ty, but he didn't music. The other manager that I had that was calling me, DJ,
didn't even think about that.
He was a fan of my music. And that was the only difference. It wasn't one better than the other, but the truth was, so instead of lying to my dad, I told him the truth. I said, yo, he didn't hear it. So because I told the truth, I got to hear the wisdom after the truth was, so how do you know he's gonna be a good fit for you right now? Right? And I was like, I don't know. And he says, well, the other guy, what's his name? I'm like, DJ. He was like, yo, he likes your music and he's already helping you for free without taking nothing from you. Why don't you go with him? But I was like, Dad, man, that's the family that helped me. He was like, but this is the family that's helping you currently for free. Like, you could always add to that family no matter what. You know, it's not a loyalty thing. It's like you could always add to that family no matter what. But this is a person who's actively a fan of your music. Do you want your manager to be a fan of what you do? And so I made the decision to go with DJ instead. And that was a tough decision to make because a few days later, a lady named Dominique Dunn, she called me and she was like, yo, what did you do to Ty? And I was like, nothing. What happened? She was like, that nigga's walking around the office saying, fuck Sam Hook. I was like, damn. But what I have on my side is no matter what, that family that's whether it's not Ty, but his, you know, your sisters, your nephews, those are my family. Like your nephews, your son, that's my brother, you know? So it's like, can't erase me, man. They love me, I love them. Like that's my people. I don't know if it was a mistake, but I know for a fact if I could make it to where I did it right, it would have been, I would have been man enough to call Ty and say, yo, this is the reason I'm going with this company, you know?
Absolutely.
And I wasn't man enough. I pushed out, I ain't say nothing. I just let it settle without answering and then it turned into fuck you.
Yeah, I feel it, man. Hey, we learn from everything, man. You know, and maybe one day y'all can have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? And
I don't think at this point the conversation is still there to have. It's like family type thing. It's not between me. My relationship is with your son. My relationships with the nephews. My relationship with always honoring what you've been to the game. You know, like that's it. Like there's no way I can always be in the shadows looking up to them niggas. That's all. That's my position for life. It's not static. It was a mistake on my part for not being man enough to call and say this is why I'm going with somebody else. That would have been the solid thing to do, but I bitched up.
I feel it. We all have those moments, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially in this industry, man. You know,
I was young and scared of them conversations.
I feel it. I mean, they the giants in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like the only ones to make it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel it. What would you say is your most memorable moment on the come up?
Most memorable moment on the come up. The day I met Miley Cyrus. So Mike Will calls me Easter Sunday. I'm at my boy, one of my best friends, Victory's house. And this is when I used to smoke bud. I had burnt a hole in my shorts that day, right? You remember when the cherry just get too crazy, it fall on your pants.
It just drop, yeah.
So that happened in my shorts. So Mike Will's like, yo, Sam, you got anything for Molly? And I'm like, yo, bro, I don't sell no Molly's, nigga. And he was like, no, stupid, do you have anything from Miley Cyrus? Hell yeah. I was like, yo, you want me to send you some shit? He was like, nah, nigga, come to the studio. So I thought, I left in my shorts. I grabbed my phone, drive up to the studio, thinking that I'm about to play Mike, like some ideas that might work for Miley. Walk in the studio, I see Miley standing right there. Right? And Mike didn't do what most introductory, like people, mostly liaisons do. He introduced me to her like I was just as big as him. And it was like her honor to meet me. That's how he introduced me. That's how she took me in, like, yo, man, like, I'm ready to work. His introduction status is the illest, like, nobody beats him.
Yeah, for real.
He knows how to walk you in. Like you didn't hear about this nigga. That's how he treat niggas for not knowing about his mans. And so I get there and we end up forming like a little Voltron in the studio of just people who bang with each other, trust each other. At the end of the first session, Mike was like, MC, take his number. Sam, take her number. Yo, we family. Like, y'all. And I was like, when she told me let's get to ask me for the number, I was like, yo, you can holler at Mike. Mike's like, nah, take the number, bro. And I'm like, yo, who does alley-oops for free at this level?
Yeah,
man?
exactly, right.
This is crazy.
I mean, at that point, man, you know, what else does he need? You know, he just trying to
he's the realest.
Yeah, that's love, bro.
Yeah, I don't have more favorites than that nigga right there. That's he's on the top of my favorites list.
I dig it, bro.
But she's solid as hell. Like she could meet me right now and run into me and start off with a conversation we had 2 years ago.
That's love.
So, man, I think my biggest moments is meeting people that could change your life and do it in such a way where it's like they didn't want nothing for it. When you know how valuable it's been to you, your back end, your statements, whatever it's been that you've seen the effects of it, or your knowledge, like knowing how to move in that level of a room. You know, I remember getting emails for her sessions and saying, damn, nah, this is how you operate.
Yeah.
Learning how the systems who work her system operate so I can run my system similarly.
I was just about to say, you kind of took some notes and kind of was like, this is how I'm going to operate at this level. Because
yo, you could study 800 numbers to get your business better. The person who owned the 800 number got the nigga at the door saying, how can I help you? And when they finish working, they say, is there anything else I could do? Their company's always asking for work. They never going to run out of it.
Yep.
And so we got to structure ourselves similarly.
Nah, I feel it. Man, we about to get out of here, man. But before I go, I just want to ask you this. If you could go back and give yourself some advice from when you first started chasing this dream, what would it be and why?
I would tell myself to learn Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7 by heart until I know why.
Word. Yeah, man, we about to get out of here, man. I appreciate you taking some time, you know what I'm saying, to chop it up with us, man, and tell us about your journey. Give us some wisdom, you know what I'm saying, and hopefully some songwriters that are listening to this tap in with you, reach out, pitch some songs, whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying. I just want to appreciate you, man, give you your flowers, man. Thank you for all that you do for the game, man, for real.
I appreciate you too, bro. Thanks for having me.
No doubt.